Hey everyone, and welcome to month 20 for the OLED burn-in test. So this is a monthly test that I run on my 65-inch C9 OLED TV. UTT just there. This is the service menu, by the way, for those watching for the first time. UTT is the hours used on this particular panel, so 3,334. OFFRS and the JB is the mini and major pixel refresher count. So the mini pixel refresher has run 490 times, the last time being after 2,899 hours, and the major pixel refresher has run 3 times, the last one being after 2,481 hours. The mini pixel refresher count, the reason that may be slightly off is because my internet has been down and WebOS seems to not play very well when it doesn't have an internet connection. So if you do get this as well, where basically it's not updating, it doesn't look like the mini pixel refresh count is actually updating and running, then just double check the actual connection for your TV, and if need be, restart WebOS. Okay, so with that, I will exit out and I will restart the test. Okay, now I do actually have my own OLED burn-in test video on my channel, but because originally I started using this particular video, I've always just continued using this same one each month as well. The idea behind this is to show you real-world usage and basically a updated weekly, monthly sort of update with hours used, as well as an actual it's normally around 6-7 minutes long video just showing what the panel is actually like, so then you guys can see for yourselves what it's doing basically. Usage since the last time I did the video, there's been not that much gaming on it. Gaming has only been during the weekends, but there has been a lot of football, a lot of static content from scorecards, things like that. It has been used a lot for movies and TV shows, at least basically once, twice a day, for a couple of hours. So as you can see, the hours used has jumped a bit since the last time. Last time I did do it very early in the month, whereas this time around I'm doing it on the 14th of the month, so roughly around the middle of the month, which probably a little bit more of an extended sort of period. As you can see, no real issues with any of the color checker cards. I'm hoping this comes across. The tripod is a little bit higher than I would have ideally liked it, but my other one's tucked away somewhere, I couldn't actually find it. Just coming through all these checker cards. As I say, because my internet's been down for the last week, this TV's pretty much just been used for playing from my NAS drive, so it's only been used for TV shows basically. I think there was an odd movie or two in there as well. My internet was down for roughly around 10 to 12 days, 10-13 days, something like that. And during that period, obviously because there was no streaming, we couldn't really watch anything else on this particular one. In terms of basically anything during watching content, I don't really have any issues with this particular panel. As you'll be able to see from the sort of grayscale test, so going from black all the way through to white, all the panel's clean. It's not got no ghosting, no vignetting, no real banding, vertical banding or horizontal banding that you can sometimes get with all types of TVs, but you can tend to get them on OLEDs as well. Panel is very, very clean, and that just results in very, very clean content whenever you're watching it. When it does come to content, I generally try and watch the best quality content I possibly can, so that does obviously make a difference in terms of the overall quality that you see, because it's not having to upscale anything. It's basically pixel for pixel, so that does obviously help. But even when I am watching anything that's 1080p or lower, picture is still pretty good. The only times I really have issues is when I use the streaming services. Prime is probably the worst culprit for quality content that a lot of the times they'll stream. It was more so during lockdown last year, but even recently when I've streamed a couple of movies that weren't showing as 4K, because even their sort of listings are kind of confusing unless they make it specifically obvious that it is in 4K Ultra HD or HDR, then basically you're probably going to be getting a 1080p stream. But yeah, as you can see, everything with the panel itself is nice and clean. No real issues. There's always going to be people out there that are saying, yeah, you can't use an OLED TV for longer than a year, or after a year you'll be crying and you'll regret buying it. Here we are approaching 2 years now, and 3,000 hours, considering there have been long periods where this TV hasn't actually been used. That means that when it has been used, it's been used in big chunks, and basically considering that type of usage, and the majority of that 3,000 hours, I'd say at least 2,200 of those hours is purely gaming with static content. Similar games for a long period, it was literally just Fortnite or Call of Duty. So 2 games pretty much make up probably around about 2,000 hours of that. So based on that, I don't think there's any issues using an OLED for gaming, as long as obviously you take a few precautions and you don't abuse it yourself. I do have a separate video on how to avoid OLED burn-in, so it's literally just tips and tricks that you can do just to help your panel, but also help your eyes as well, because too many people out there literally just max out their TV's brightness and all they're doing is causing themselves eye strain. But yeah, I'll link that in a card in the top right. Any questions, obviously drop them down in the comments section below and I'll do my best to answer them. But yeah, until the next one, thanks very much for watching.